Artem was formed in 1988 and we've been trading now for, well, getting on for 30 years. Originally we grew out of the BBC Special Effects department and perceived at that point that there was an opening in the market for a freelance company. We did that, we set the company up, and we made inroads into the commercials and TV and film markets. The process was always just to basically sort things out on the bench. Slowly as the company grew and things developed, we became aware of the potential for various forms of CAD. The potential now to use SolidWorks for fully designing something before we actually commit to building it is fantastic.
We first started using SolidWorks about 6 or 7 years ago, which is when we got our first license. As soon as we saw what SolidWorks could do, we sort of jumped on board. I mean, SolidWorks has had a big impact on our response time. So around 3 years ago, we were asked to build the first Brian the Robot for Confused.com. We got given some visuals and an OBJ file of the outside sort of shell and the design of the robots, and then we had to figure out how to build it and how to operate it ourselves on set. And that was a process, I think, from sign-off to being on set filming the first commercial was 2 weeks and 3 days. So that was pretty quick. While it would have been possible to produce the robot, it would not have been possible to do it in the time without SolidWorks. With quoting, a client can come to us, I can quickly sketch a model, I can be sending them back ideas within a couple of hours. The ability to produce visuals, I think, is really good. PhotoView has been great for us to be able to give people a very good idea of what their product's going to look like, what their prop's going to look like, what their shop window's going to look like. That's been great. At the beginning of last year, we produced quite a few props for the latest Take That tour. One of the ones I was involved in was a flying bicycle. We'd had a bit of a nightmare on occasions with people having the same drawing open, overwriting things. We heard about the PDM and it's made a massive difference in terms of the security of the model. We've got revision control and we've also got a really nice, good library.
We've actually produced some special effects equipment for the industry. We've had an Artem exterior smoke gun, which we actually sold several thousand units. It's actually quite a well-known piece of special effects equipment within the industry. So I think off the back of that, something we've done is we've decided to roll out a line of Artem products. One of those things has been an Artem wind machine, which has been solely designed in SolidWorks. Its place in the market is to last longer than the average wind machine, which is typically designed to last maybe 1 year to 2 years, I think, throughout the duration of the film. So we've designed something which is actually a really well thought out piece of equipment with all sorts of flow analysis done to produce as much thrust and power and make the machine as efficient as possible, which we're bringing to market, hopefully.
The manufacturing process is a lot more controlled, so we're saving a lot more man hours. We're also being able to automate a lot of stuff. We're using 3D printers a lot more now. We use SolidCam as part of SolidWorks to output everything to our 3-axis CNC machine. We've got, as well as our 3-axis CNC machine, we've got a multi-axis machine, which we also output some of our models to. So there's a lot of savings with that, plus some of the work just simply wouldn't be possible. I mean, our industry is very time driven, so the ability to design quickly and start manufacturing very quickly on these projects means that other people, as some of our competitors, simply wouldn't be able to produce some of the work we do in the time. Solid Solutions has been great for us. The technical support's been very valuable. When you do need it, when something unexpected happens, when you've got a problem with a model, it's been fantastic. Particularly on upgrades, I always tend to ring Solid Solutions up, get a recommendation of the latest service pack we should be running or the latest upgrade and whether there are any issues. I'm always very aware, especially running PDM and having a number of users using our system, that we need to be doing the right thing at the right time. But that's been really useful.
And it's enabled us to produce things to a much higher and more sophisticated level. I mean, I think that is the beauty of it for us, is that instead of just making a prototype, you can make something that's fully considered as a piece of engineering, and it's really sort of raised our game enormously.